What up? What up? What up? Um, Special edition of Smoke Pit tonight.
Yep.
Got the crew here. Don't want to, try to belabor the issue. We all know what happened yesterday.
Yep.
Charlie Kirk, shot, dead. Very gruesome. If you've seen the video, you already know what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen it, I'm pretty sure if you have any kind of social media at all or any kind of business on the internet, you probably know the reaction.
Correct.
Very divisive, usual, how it happens in this country. But me and Black, we got some things to do this weekend, so we weren't going to be able to do anything on Friday. However, we didn't want to not share our thoughts on this and give y'all at least something for the week. Probably something to chew on, something to perhaps spark debate or whatever. But this episode, shenanigans probably to a minimum, and we'll just share some real thoughts, our own personal opinions. I'm not going to speak for the entire platform, DFPN, but we will share our own opinions on this thing and keep it pushing after that. But you got anything for the folks?
Nah, bro. Let's kick this off.
All right, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, special edition of the Smoke Pit. However, we will count this as episode 177 of the Smoke Pit Live. Starts right now. You are tuned in to the Dat Feeling Podcast Network, reminding you to always question the answers.
Welcome to the Smoke Pit. It's Friday night, come and take a load off. Come sit in the smoke pit, it's time for us to show off. It's been a long week, come relaxing, get some laughs in, and let's talk about these brackets. And while we at it, tell me whose man's is this? Cause I got questions, I'm hoping you can answer it. Get ready, cause you know we gon' talk a lot of shit. It's Mac and Mac, welcome to the Smoke Pit.
Yep. Y'all know what it is. Thursday night. Mood is right. Dynamic duo Black and Mac back on your screens. For the one time this week, number one streaming show on Patreon, Thursday night with the premiere Friday night. And we'll just consider that the drop and nothing to drop on Monday. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yep.
But already had the code opening. Told you we're gonna talk about Charlie Kirk's situation. Before we get into it, obviously you've seen the landscape of social media. Normally we turn to you, Black, to give us some positivity, some kind of motivation, wise words, something people can hold on to get through this stuff. I gotta ask, you got anything for us today, or?
You know what? I do actually, and this is a blanket statement. Because there seems to be a lot of division. And the positive thought for this show is, and this is going to be a recurring theme throughout the night, it costs zero to be a decent human. No money down. You don't have to invest in anything. It costs zero. Just be kind to one another. I know Cornbread in the movie Centers was like, we need to be kind to one another. I mean, like, it was funny, but it's something that we absolutely need in this day and age. So, man, if you see somebody, you don't know what they're going through, you don't know what life has dealt them, just be kind. You know what I'm saying? You can find a lot more common ground just being kind to one another. That's it. So go out, be kind. But before we get there, we got to talk. We got to talk. But with that, salute.
Salute to no money down on kindness. So, let's just go ahead and get into this smoke break and talk about what we got to talk about. Charlie Kirk, a depending on who you ask, very polarizing figure on the conservative political scene. Apparently, does tours going to college campuses to debate students on their thoughts and their ideas and stuff. I guess with the intent to try to change people's minds, or either to embarrass them, or one or the other thing. Um, 31 is a very young age to pass away. Very crazy. And I'm saying that as a 44-year-old man. I couldn't imagine leaving everything that I had created here, family and everything, at 31. So I know for me personally, and possibly for Black, I'll let him share his thoughts. But when it comes to a father and a husband being taken away from his family, wife and two young daughters, I'm never going to be okay with that, especially in that fashion. So my heart, thoughts, all that stuff, man. Like I can't put into words how bad I feel for his family that they're in this position now,
Right.
So especially his young girls. So that's where I'll leave that at.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you know, you got anything to add to that?
No, I was gonna say along the same lines. Like, I don't wish grief on anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that grief is a situation that, as long as you live, it's gonna hunt you. And I don't wish that on any family. It's hard. So I do. My thoughts are with his family.
Yeah.
But yeah, along those lines, I'm the same. Like, I don't wish harm on anybody. Um, I don't wish for anybody to see what happened to him. I don't wish for anybody to see that
Right.
ever. So yeah, thoughts are definitely with his family.
Right. Um. Now we talk about, I guess, Charlie the person and his mission in life, what he was currently doing, and what possibly hasn't been confirmed or anything was the motivation for the gunman to do what he did.
Mm-hmm.
So first, I guess, I'll hand it over to you. Get your thoughts on your opinion on the situation. A lot of people are obviously saying good riddance. Some people are saying, you know, RIP to a patriot and a man of God. Really don't see a middle ground. Your thoughts on it, man?
I will say this, and before I go down the wrong road, I will say I will try to keep this as middle ground as possible.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Words have consequences at times. And in America specifically, we've shown there's been a pattern of whatever you want to call it. If you believe Charlie Kirk was telling his truth, if he was out there speaking a truth, or he was out there trying to change things, whatever you believe on a basic level, this country has shown us that platform. When you get on a platform such as the one he was on, and you get out and you try to persuade a people to follow an agenda, this country frowns upon that. There's historical patterns. When you get on that platform, it's danger. And if you don't understand that danger, then you shouldn't be on that platform. Because when you develop that type of following, it comes with a price tag that not a lot of people are willing to pay. I would venture to say Charlie Kirk was not ready to pay the price that he paid for being on the platform that he was on.
Mm.
And I'm keeping this middle ground. I'm not saying he's guilty of anything. I'm not saying he's innocent of anything. Hear me out. America has a trend of taking people off platforms when they get to a certain level. I'll leave it at that. When you attain a certain level and you have that type of platform, you have to understand that it comes with risk. And you have to understand how to move. Not everybody does. There are a couple of examples of people having that platform and then getting off it successfully. The most famous example I'm going to give you is Barack Obama. Because I guarantee you, if Barack Obama could have been knocked off the platform, Barack Obama would have been knocked off the platform.
Mm.
His voice was too powerful. But when you get to that level, it's dangerous. It really is dangerous. The aftermath of which is even more dangerous, because what it does, any progress for any party it's been wiped out. And that's why you see the anger that you're seeing right now. There's a crap ton of progress that was made that has been wiped out. And the sad part of it is I've heard the outcries of what's happening now. I've heard that before. And guess what? Nothing happened. It's just regression. So for everybody out there with feelings, check those. You know why?
Mm. Because
your anger is going to lead to further setback. I'm giving you a warning. But that's what this country has. It's a pattern that nobody is looking at. So everybody's emotional right now. But I urge everybody, step back for a second, be calm. Look at stuff for what it is. And then you start asking the questions. But that's his middle ground as I'm gonna keep it when it comes to him dying.
Yeah. So, me personally, I didn't really know too much about Charlie, right? Didn't
Right.
really follow him. Didn't really understand what he was doing. Saw that, what happened. And obviously people start posting about him, start seeing clips about him, all of this stuff. So me not really knowing, I'm like, well, let me see what this dude is about. Let me see what he was on, what his message was, because some people that I follow are saying, RIP, spoke his mind, didn't do too much. It's a shame he lost his life, just, sharing his thoughts on things in life. And I'm just like, well, let me see. So you start seeing clips that are posted. Obviously, depending on who's posting them, they can look more salacious than they probably are. You
Correct.
can do anything with editing and stuff. So I see a couple clips where it looks like he is talking kind of reckless about black people. He's doing it comfortably, as if he has legit facts that certain things are causing issues. I saw a clip where he was saying that black people were better off in the 1940s because they weren't really committing so many crimes and stuff like that. I'm just, that's kind of wild, because like we were still
No data.
Yeah, no data, and two, 40 years, some change off legit slavery or whatever, right?
Right.
Black people probably scared to move the way they move now, with a little bit more confidence. Blaming rap music for a lot of the violence and stuff going on.
Yep.
I saw a clip. He was doing a speaking engagement, and I think an Asian person was saying something, and he got all frustrated and called him a chink, right?
Yep.
and they were trying to calm him down. So I'm seeing clips. So I'm like, well, let me go and watch like a longer clip. Let me watch like one of these debates. And this was driven off of something I saw on my Facebook where a person posted, you know, people in their feelings. If you are okay with what happened yesterday, go ahead and just unfollow me and all this other stuff, XYZ. And somebody commented, like, yeah, I don't agree with how he lost his life. You know, violence like that is unnecessary. However, I'm not going to mourn the person because he was spreading this rhetoric, right? And
Right.
the person who, the original poster was like, oh, you probably just saw some clips. You haven't sat and actually watched and got full context. So that's what I wanted to do, get full context. And when I tell you it didn't help, right? The
No.
lead in or the lead up to the clip that I saw did not add anything of value or any justification for him to say that, nor did the stuff that happened after he said what he said in the clip. He was very persuasive, I guess, or he was very confident in the stuff he was saying,
Correct.
that he did not feel the need to provide facts. He's just, it is what it is. You could just look at the data and it's just like, well, what's the data? And there's no data. It's just, you just have
Correct.
to look at it. Like, black people cause the most crimes per capita based on the percentage of their population. You're just like, why are you touring colleges saying this stuff? Like, what's the point of this? And it was to, I don't want to say recruit, but like kind of start getting people to share the mindset. Like, hey, this is what it is. He's one of those people where, like, I don't know why you would sign up to have a discussion with him, because his mind is already set on how he feels. You can't change it.
Exactly.
You can't change it. You're just
Right.
going to frustrate yourself trying to talk to this guy. That's what I got. Watching the clips, watching the videos. He has an agenda. He's coming here to share these points of views. He's not open to changing his mind. He's going to shoot down everything you come at him. If you have facts, he's going to just blow them over by just trying to talk and proving his point. So I'm not a fan of the dude, right? So, of course, social media blows up. I'm looking at it, and my initial thought is the amount of people trying to share posts telling America to come together, we need to do better, senseless violence is not the way. And I'm just like, I swear to God, there was a time where other people were trying to tell other people that, hey, let's stand up, let's try to stop this senseless violence. This isn't cool. And people just were radio silent on social media.
Yep.
Now, personally, they could have been doing things in their community. They could have been talking to people, doing their part to stop the senseless violence, and just didn't want to share it on social media. Cool. My issue with that is now that it's senseless violence against Charlie, now they're willing to come on social media and champion for us to come together and not let senseless violence do this. Let's not applaud or celebrate the death of this man and all of that. So, like, managing and maneuvering social media today was difficult for me to a point, because I'm the type where I would like to state why I feel the way I feel. But seeing how passionate people were for this man who is no longer with us, the level that they would go to defend this guy or to try to verbally destroy, castrate anybody who was taking joy. Again, I'm not on that on that side of like legit celebrating. I know people who are, and I'm just like, that's your journey, bro. Like, if you want to post that shit and then have people rage post and post wild comments and wish you the worst in your comments and you're welcoming it, that's the energy you want to bring in. Go ahead. That's your life, bro. That's just not where I'm at. But it just came to a point where I just had to just unfollow people. You know, this ain't it. Like, did you run into that issue, like opening up IG, Facebook, whatever, and you're just like people that you were cool with, you know, you're starting to see some things, and you're just like, I don't know. How did you maneuver it, man? How'd you get through it?
I'm gonna tell you a simple, honest truth, and it didn't bother me at all. It really didn't bother me. Here's why. When the George Floyd stuff happened, and you know the country was at a fever pitch, emotionally, and the time back then for action, I felt like it could have been meaningful to engage in meaningful conversations, to get to know. You know, there's people we sit on different sides of the aisle on a litany of issues, right? I wanted to bridge that gap because I feel like we do have more in common than not. And I feel like if we just sat down and talked about a lot of stuff, you know, be uncomfortable. The very premise of the smoke pit is to embrace debate. You know, have those tough conversations. Say what you need to say, but like leave it at a level to where when this conversation is over with, we still could have respect for each other. You know, be uncomfortable. And with that in mind, I had an agenda. I wanted to push it further. So I created a podcast called Dialogue, to where, you know, I see people in my friends list that, you know, have different opinions than I do. I want to engage them, you know, because let's talk about it. You're my friend. You're in my friends list. I have a platform. I feel like if you and I have a conversation as normal people, then that conversation can reach other normal people who feel like you and I, and we could truly make a difference. You know what I got told? Nah, I don't think I want to be on a podcast. I don't think I want to be seen like that, but these are my views. Okay, cool. Ask another person. Nah, I don't really want to be on a podcast like that. Podcasts aren't my thing. It isn't where, you know, I'm not interested in putting my views out there in front of the world. Okay, another person. Same answer. And it just kept going and going and going. Okay, cool. I'll leave it at that. But when Charlie Kirk passes away, the same people that I've asked, I have a platform. Come be on my show. We could be two normal people bridging the gap, and everybody can see us. We could walk away from a conversation respectfully. These same people that told me I don't want to be on your podcast, guess what they're doing? They're mourning a podcaster with the same views as them. Fuck off. I don't care about your feelings, bro. Be mad. Be all the way mad. You know why? Because 5 years ago, I tried this. What Charlie Kirk is doing and pushing his agenda, I tried to do it, but, you know, on a different way. My views aren't Charlie Kirk's views, but I tried that. And I tried that with you, Mr. Don't you talk bad about Charlie Kirk on my post. I said that. Come on my show. I have a platform. It costs nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't want to do that. So guess what? I don't care. I don't care how you feel. I really don't. That's honest to God. Because when I tried on my level to understand you, you weren't trying to put out your viewpoints to understand me. So guess what? Guess what I'm going to say? Not really going to talk about Charlie Kirk because he didn't have my views. I don't really rock with him like that. I mean, I'm sad that he passed away, but nah, I ain't talking about no Charlie Kirk. I'm sorry. Be mad, bro. Be mad. You'll get over it.
They have no choice but to get over it. You know what I'm saying? You can't bring them. You can't
get
bring
over
them.
it.
You can't bring them back. Like
Nope.
life goes on. And
Spoke on the wheel, my guy. In the end of the day, wheel keeps turning.
yep. So 100%. I remember that, and I know some of the dudes you talk about. I remember seeing those discussions. I mean, there's a couple of times where I'm just like, "Hey, bro, reel it back in, bro." Like he reel it back in.
I was going hard,
Yeah.
bro. Like,
Reel it back in because they know your emotion. They know you're emotional about certain things, and
yes,
it's a joke to them because it's not affecting them. The George Floyd
exactly.
stuff, the Breonna Taylor stuff, all of that stuff wasn't affecting them, and seeing how it was getting you upset entertained them, so they would just egg you on, and you're like, "Come on my podcast and we can talk about it." No, I'm cool because I'm like, bro, just reel it back in, man. I don't want to say
Like, bro,
let me.
it's hard for me. It's hard for me to be like, and in my defense, Charlie Kirk himself said he did not like empathy. So I'm just gonna abide by the guy's rules, bro. Like at the end of the day.
Here's my thing on that. There are several clips of Charlie Kirk saying a lot of things that when certain people played those clips unedited, people would get mad.
Yes.
Most famous one, the empathy one, I saw that and people like, you're a sick fuck to be doing that, like twisting his words around. Literally did not twist anything. Literally did not do anything. It just didn't age well, Charlie. You were talking like you were invincible. The other one that's making its rounds and people getting mad when he was up there talking about we have to just accept that there are going to be several gun deaths.
Yep.
And I'm willing to accept that in order to protect our Second Amendment rights.
It's a prudent deal.
They did that, and then somebody would be like, they'll leave a little caption on the thing like, "Thank you for your sacrifice, Charlie." And people would just lose their minds on their posts. You sick fuck. Celebrating a man's death like that. Yada yada, all that other stuff. And I'm just, we didn't add anything. We didn't edit it. He said these things himself, and he is now gone. Yep. That's all I'm saying. So don't be mad at, like, he was speaking this stuff he was putting that energy into the universe. Now, the way people were celebrating him, I thought he was trying to do stuff to bring people together. But like I said, I went and watched videos, and his rhetoric in these back and forths with these college kids is sick. Like, he is very determined to state his case, and that be that. You cannot change this person's mind. I've come to the point where I've dealt with people like that before, and younger me, which like 4 years ago, which is wild. It's not really younger me, but I would be so passionate to try to have people understand why the fuck I feel the way I do. They don't need to know. That
Right.
that when that clicked, let me tell you, man, it opened a level of euphoria, of nirvana, of namaste, because
I was at peace.
yeah, I just post my shit and just let it sit there, and people can look at it and keep moving. But the ones that sit there and see it and then want to say something, why you feel that way? Why you feel that way? Like, what's going on? Do you think this post is about you?
Right.
And if it is about you, why are you taking it so negatively? Like, why do you think I'm taking a shot at you? Like, there's something in your spirit, there's something in your soul. When you saw that, you're like, oh, is he talking about me? He can't be talking about me. And then try to flip it like I'm the one without sympathy. As I recall, a lot of people were saying things about the injustice. Why are you so quiet now? Is my post not, do you think my post is pro?
My post is public, bro.
You think
Like,
my post is pro senseless violence? This is me saying now people are speaking out about senseless violence. Like, why are you taking it in effect? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it says more about you. And then another thing is, and pro tip, the thing with social media is when you add people, it's like, do you want to add as friend? There's no add as acquaintance, add as coworker, add as the person that I was stationed with 20 years ago. You know? It's just add as friend. So here's what I discovered. People won't get mad at the fact that you unfriend them, because the fact that the only time we talk to one another is when Facebook tells me it's your birthday. And I'm like, happy birthday, my G. Hey, appreciate it, man. And then when my birthday comes, happy birthday, bro. Hey, appreciate it, my guy. That's it. Maybe you'll comment on a couple of my posts about sports, and that's it. You know, I post pictures of me, my wife, anniversary, nothing. Kids, nothing. Regular ass posts about my day, nothing. Post about Charlie Kirk, boop. Here you go.
dang, I thought you got off Facebook.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not even checking. You know, I got so many people, and I probably need to do a better job editing that list. But here's the thing. My opinion. This is what I'm thinking. People aren't mad that you're unfriending them. They're mad they're losing access to just be nosy in your life.
Correct.
Because like I said, it's not like we meet up every year to go take a trip somewhere. We don't collab on nothing. It's just, bro, we deployed together back in the early 2000s. We're different people now.
Yep.
Families, everything, grown up, views on life. It's fine. Like, we could still, like, I didn't block you. You can hit me up on you know, Messenger or whatever.
Yep.
Hey, you catch the game? Yeah, this, that, and the third. You just don't need to see everything I post about my life. You don't need to see that. And they get mad when that happens. You're such a great friend, you know. We deployed, we went to war together, like we were deployed together. Like we didn't like, we weren't in the trenches, you know.
Right.
It wasn't
Right.
Saving Private Ryan type shit. Like they put our name on a list. We went out there and we came back. You know, like decades ago. So I think people need to be more deliberate with who they add as friends, because like
That's a fact.
and you're allowed to see people for who they are now. And this goes both ways. Like, if I'm posting something that disturbs your peace, does something to your chakra, fucks up your key, whatever, feel free to just unfriend me. People have done it before. I wake up the next day and keep it moving. Newsflash, same thing for you. If I unfriend you or unfollow you, either way, you'll just keep it moving. Like your association with me, I hope and pray to God, does not drive how your day goes. I never
That's a fact.
I never want to be that important in your life. If your
That's a
name's
fact.
if your name is not Apple, Novelin, Willie, or LJ, I never want to be so important in your life that if I take myself out of it, it throws your fucking life off track. If I am that important in your life, something is happening. And I need to
Get help.
yes. So I'll just say this. Like, if I do unfriend you and you notice it, just know I did it for me. And if you were really my friend, you'd be like, cool, let him do what he needs to do to get his
Let
shit.
him vent.
Let him get his peace, let him protect his energy, and we'll just reconvene, or I'll just hit him up and all this other stuff. I don't need you jumping in my inbox giving me a dissertation on how you feel I was immature for unfriending you.
Bro, immediately. Like, I unfriended somebody 2 minutes later in my hey brother, everything okay? Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. What's up?
Everything is fine.
Right. I'm watching the game. What's up? I noticed you unfriended me. I did. Because I didn't want this shit to keep going on on my post, right? Because other friends will jump in and like stir the pot. I'm just like, and my phone's just like, vroom, 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 like I'm not turning notifications off on some shit I posted. So I'm just like, bloop, you're gone. And that's how they know, because they want to go back to see if anybody responded, and then now all of a sudden they can't see the post. And they just like, wait a minute. And then they go and look, and it says add friend. And then next thing you know, hey, brother, just wanted to see, like, wanted to check in. Like, why'd you unfriend me? Like, just protecting my peace here. No big deal. Keep it pushing.
Yep. You'll be all right.
Keep it pushing.
You'll be all right.
100%.
But seriously, man, it's like those people that are coming out and saying these things now, like, I'm gonna need y'all to do some soul searching. For real. Because this type of thing, and like I said earlier, America is going America.
America's going America.
Y'all just gotta find a room to talk, man. And it ain't about controlling nobody's narrative. Talk with the purpose of understanding. And if more people did that, like, truly magnificent things will happen. But this coming to the table with this prejudged notion, like, this is the way and you must go this way, bro. There's no roadmap. There's no roadmap. Just live. You know what I mean? Live life. Understand what you can understand. And if you don't understand it, don't be afraid to try to understand it.
Yeah. And another thing I realize is you can't explain your feeling, like, with people who won't empathize with you or who can't.
Right.
Example, just the most basic example. I, as a black person, cannot expect a white person to understand why I feel the way I do about the stuff that Charlie has been saying. Because it is very disrespectful to me as a black person.
For real. Correct.
Certain white people will look at it and just be like, well, he was just stating his opinion. There's no need to take it so personal. It's because it's not about you. Like, people have been saying slick shit about minorities, black people, for so long. Charlie was touring the country looking to talk to black college students to make them look stupid. And he's doing it for his fan base. Like, the backdrop is his whole Turning Point America. You know what I'm saying? Like, he knows his crowd is going to show up and back him and cheer for him and all of this other stuff. He made it his thing to try to go out and embarrass people who did not share the same opinions as
Correct.
him. If his thing was to just legit, like you said, start a dialogue, a conversation, and be open to new opinions and when new information is presented to him that he was unaware of, when people, when he talks about the hood and urban areas and people from those areas tell him what life was like in there, and he still refuses to you know what I'm saying, like,
Right.
he is not someone who you should be like he was trying to make America better. He is not someone who should be championed as a patriot. He is not someone who should be getting the Presidential Medal of Freedom. He is not
Absolutely.
someone that the president should be ordering people to do flags at half masts for. He is not someone who should be put on a pedestal like that, who is
Correct.
going around with that rhetoric. However, some people feel that he is. And they feel the need to just be like, you know, you're wrong if you don't mourn this guy.
Right. Right.
Like, you guys should just be happy that I'm sad for his family. I'm not sad that he's gone, because that's one less talking head inciting the riots or the masses and just indoctrinated them with this fucking this point of view.
Right. I feel the exact same way.
You know?
I'm not gonna mourn somebody that my existence is a threat to. I'm not gonna do that.
But I'm not gonna dance in the street. It's the middle ground. Like,
Exactly.
I'm not celebrating it. I'm not like, ding dong, the witch is gone. But I'm not gonna be like, damn, we lost a good dude today. I'm not.
Absolutely not. And another thing, please stop comparing this dude to Martin Luther King.
Oh Lord.
That is high key
Oh
disrespectful.
Lord.
High key disrespectful. Like the one thing that makes me want to jump on people's posts and go ham is that. Like, reel that all the way back, bro. Like, no. No, he isn't. He is not. Don't do that.
Don't do
Don't
that.
do that.
Do not do
Don't
that.
do that at all.
Disrespectful, man. But that's pretty much my thoughts on it. And like I said, if you're in the smoke pit and you feel a way about it, like, you're able to have those conversations, you want to post something in the group about it. You know, obviously, me, Black, and management, we're going to tell people, you know, be respectful with your opinions in here. Don't get too crazy, you know, moderators and stuff. We'll clean all that shit up. And if need be, kick people out the group, man. If y'all can't treat each other with respect, we don't want to do shit like that.
Right.
But what we're not going to do is turn this place into a super back and forth thing. But I just felt like I needed to kind of let people know where I'm at with that.
Same.
I'm not condoning people to be out here just super reckless with celebrating a man's death like that. But at the same time, I'm not going to be forcing people to feel bad for a guy who is talking about their race of people in such a way where it's like, how dare you? And like nobody correct him. For someone who's trying to, according to some people, bring America together and, you know, open the door for dialogue and stuff like that, he was not doing that. He was going on a tour across the country with the same premise, the same ideas, and the same objective, which is to win over young white Americans and bring them over into whatever it is he was trying to build, to the point where the president looked at him as apparently like a asset. I will say that.
No, he was. And a lot of people are giving him credit for Trump's second term. A lot of people are giving him credit for that.
I mean, like I said, like, I barely knew of him. I just recently knew more and more over the last 15 hours or so, looking at videos and hearing him speak and seeing what he was doing. And the vibe was not there. I didn't get a good vibe from the dude. Um, but as a parent, as a husband, I do grieve for his family. I don't know if they were 10 toes down for what he was doing, but no one ever wants to have a father and a husband take it from him in that fashion, you know.
Right.
Um,
Right.
it's a weird thing, but that's how I feel. Sorry for his family, but I'm not going to lower it. And one last thing that I want to do, for you Christians who wanted to come out and be like, you know, America needs God, you know, and keep posting scriptures. I'm like, well, that's cool because that worked the last however many times you did it. You can pray for this country. Like it's you got to do something. Like, you know, you know, feeling bad, honoring Charlie, putting a Bible quote next to it, saying he's with Jesus. As someone who came up in the church, I'm like, I don't see how. If the Bible and Jesus is everything that I was taught, I don't see how this man is in heaven. That's just me.
Hey,
But if y'all want to keep throwing some New Testament chapters and verses out there and you know, keep praying for America. Hey, we got to be together, America. I needed these verses and stuff back in 2020 and 2021. I needed
absolutely.
this prayer. I needed all of this stuff. When what's his name? Ahmad Arbery,
Yep.
when that happened. And I'm just like, bro, this is outrageous. Broad daylight killed this man. Now hold on, let's just wait for the trial to come down. I'm like, legit video. Why do I need to wait for a judge to call this man guilty when I can see in broad daylight he was not a threat? 3 white men ran up on him on a truck, blocked his way. He was walking, not a threat to anybody. He's walking, y'all shoot him dead. And you're like, well, he ran up on me and tried to, broad daylight, like on video, 4K. Nobody thought that this dude was trying to fight to take the gun off you to kill you. But y'all telling me to calm down and not jump to conclusions and stuff until this. But then this happens, and now here we are jumping to conclusions thinking that I'm
Jumping to conclusion. They ain't even got the shooter yet.
it was a liberal. Like, if y'all want to make it political, y'all do that. I'm
You
over that shit.
libtards.
I'm over that shit at this point, you know. All right, people trying to just bring up points. Like,
Yeah.
how is this person flags lowering, media coverage, all of that stuff? You know, representative up in was it Minnesota?
Mm-hmm.
Her and her husband,
Two.
her and her husband, and the dog ran up on shot. Ba ba ba. I ain't see nobody come up. Not a one
Romans 12:19.
not a Bible verse,
Nope.
not a nothing, not a president saying, "Hey, you know, we lost another political figure who was trying to do what she could to make, you know, the country great." Senseless violence, none of that stuff. I'm just like, that's crazy. You know, school shooter. Like, I'm not trying to say one death is more important than another, but the country likes to do that. You know, so remember when, like, Whitney Houston died, right? And people are just like, damn, R.I.P. Whitney. Well, she wants to be a drug addict and do that and do coke, but
Yep.
how come we can't get any outrage for our brothers and sisters dying, you know, in harm's way? Like, I mean, we can.
It's always a goalpost move, bro.
Oh, 100%.
Trayvon Martin got shot these kids like to run around neighborhoods and they always point to the record. You know what I mean? This guy has a
Well, they did it
criminal
with George
record.
Floyd.
He's in a troubled home.
100% did it with George Floyd.
100%.
I'm like the world.
They still say he had a drug
Yeah.
overdose.
Talk about, what is it, fentanyl or something?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, the drug overdose doesn't mean anything. This man had his knee on his neck. He wasn't high enough to be like, I can't breathe.
Right.
You know? he was down to earth enough to tell this man, like, hey bro, I can't breathe. Like, I'm already cuffed. Y'all got 3 motherfuckers here. I'm not a threat. Let me up. No.
At what point is he not a threat? Apparently when he's dead.
When he's dead. So again, it's one of those things where y'all can miss me with that. Like y'all can post it. I ain't gonna like bad mouth you or nothing, but maybe find some different verses because y'all keep sharing the same verse and the same unfortunate stuff starts happening. So I don't know if you got.
You know what I think when I see that stuff?
What?
And it's sad I go there. The devil knows the Bible too. So be careful with that.
What's another thing? What is it? Faith without works? Like, you can quote all the stuff, but if you ain't out there trying to make the change or portray yourself as a legit Christian, somebody who loves God, who loves their neighbor, all of the things that are in the Bible, right? Get out there and do it. Nope, not at all. Let me just quote these verses and, say R.I.P. And it's, most of the I'll say church adults when I was a teenager in church, like I'm friends with them on Facebook and they're very much conservative. So, R.I.P., God's lost a great soldier, all of this stuff. And I'm just like, okay, unfriend. Like, no harm, no foul, right? Again, we don't really chat. Obviously, you ain't into the shit I'm into.
Obviously.
I'm not really rocking with the shit you're into. We used to go to church together 30 years ago, right? We can call this quits.
Yeah, we done skis here.
Like, can we just be real? Like, you can be friends with my parents still, right? That's cool. But like, I'm a whole adult now. I'm the age you were when I first showed up at that church. Like,
right.
We can part ways. You'll be fine. And if you're not, again, like I said, never, unless you share the same last name as me, I should never be so important in your life where if I unfriend you on social media,
where is Willie?
You're at work just dropping fries into fish fillet oil and vice versa. Like, God damn it, get your head in the game. I can't.
I lost him.
So just like it protects my peace, like, just do what you got to do to protect yours. Guys,
Fact.
like, just be out there. Don't stress it. And just, keep it pushing. As long as you ain't out there committing any crimes or nothing, y'all do what y'all do. But like Black said in the beginning, it costs you $0 to just be a decent person. To just understand that some people are feeling the type of way, and you don't need to jump on their comments and belittle how they feel. If their whole comment train is just a bunch of people backing them up, telling them, hey, you're right, this is crazy, this shouldn't be a thing. Just let them have their little support group. You don't need to jump in there. Motherfucker was racist. And then now you just stirred this fucking shit and you're just an agent of chaos. And you're like, I love it.
Exactly.
I fucking love it. Like, I'm just, if that's what you want to do, cool. But just know karma is wild, bro.
Hey, the energy you put out there got to find its way back.
100%. 100%. But low key, like I said, it was just gonna be a a shorter episode. We just wanted to share thoughts. I don't know if you have anything else to share on it.
Nah, just like what I said in the beginning, be decent people, bro. It ain't about being left or right, liberal or conservative. It's about being decent. Be that.
Right.
Be kind.
Yep. I don't know if you got announcements or anything, but we can return to regularly scheduled programming if you got something for the folks.
I actually don't have anything tonight. That's other than game night on the 20th. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, we can return. Yeah, I got something to say. I got something to say.
All right. Let's do it.
And now we return you to our regular scheduled program in progress.
The duel you see in front of you, probably be out of pocket tomorrow, obviously, because we're doing the show now. But full transparency, I consider you guys family over here if you listen and support us. My grandmother was in a nursing home, and she was recently moved over into hospice. So things,
I hate to hear that, bro.
things aren't looking too good. So we were going to head up there this weekend, spend some time because there was no timetable given or anything like that. So I might be out of pocket for a bit. I will continue to just try to come back, throw some stuff on there. I was wanting to do SmackDown here in Norfolk this Friday, but with all this stuff going on, I wouldn't feel right going there and doing that. So, yep. So I'll be out of pocket too this weekend. So, however, I don't think we have a game night. So yeah, this week it'll probably be a light weekend for DFPN, but we'll try to come back next week. Eat the Cake Anime will be doing their Demon Slayer Infinity Castle Part 1 review, giving our thoughts and opinions on the movie. My daughter, who works for AMC, she was able to get in there early and get each of the 4 cups, and then tomorrow she's going to be...
That's so funny.
Bro.
TT works there too. I was like, hey,
yep.
get some of them cups. I got to go pick her up at 11.
So, hey, if you ain't got none of them cups, don't get in this car. Open the door, Dad. Where the cups? Where the cups? Nah, but I posted a video of all 4 of the cups. I think it's Tanjiro, Zenitsu, Inosuke, and then I think it's not Nezuko. I think Nezuko is the popcorn. She has the popcorn buckets, the Infinity Castle scenery. I think it's Shinobu, nice. The 4th cup, but I gotta relook. But I posted a video of it over on Eat the Cake Anime website or Facebook page. So I'm excited to watch it. I'll probably check it out sometime, probably late Sunday or probably sometime next week. But haven't already have seen it because I have sources. I am still going to go see it in theaters because I do want to support the studio and all of that stuff. But amazing.
He showed me.
Yeah.
The sources, so.
Amazing movie. Dope movie.
Yes, it is.
Make sure to check it out. But that's all I got. I was going to come on here and do a Patreon only kind of weekly update on the Smoke Pit Fantasy Football League, as well as kind of dropping them a heads up on the shit that I'm doing, because I'm in 3 different leagues, including Smoke Pit, and I went 3-0 week 1, no big deal. So try to keep that right. Try to keep the streak going. So just weekly updates. Try to let people insight on some of the free agent moves that I make and things like that. So just like a weekly review, almost like a Sports Center,
That's
mock
awesome.
Sports Center thing. So giving my game ball out to certain people, and then going off and venting on people who don't perform well. So it's a whole thing I'm looking at. So we'll see how that goes. But that's what I'm gonna try to do next week.
That's awesome.
Cool. And like you said, you got game night coming up on the 20th. Yeah, man. Cool.
Yep.
That's all I got.
That's what's up, man. I got nothing else.
All right, ladies and gents. Sorry, the tone was kind of a bit more moot for this one. We do have things locked in the magazine. We have clips. We have articles to get to, and we will next week. So next week we'll be back on the tomfoolery and the shenanigans. So just stay tuned for that. We just felt like this was something we had to talk about. So, cool. With that being said, appreciate you guys tuning in for episode 177 of The Smoke Pit. As always, I'm the homie Mac, a.k.a. your boy.
And I am bred like a king. Made this Kelvin Cayley. Thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time, you guys have love, make sex. Peace.
Peace.
I know those eyes don't look. I know those eyes. Your devotion so